Hello MotoGP enthusiasts. Welcome back to ZNGP Today. MotoGP legend Marc Marquez has admitted to ongoing struggles in the Malaysian Grand Prix, citing limitations that have impacted his ability to perform at Sepang since his major injury in 2020. Despite recently joining Ducati, Marquez explains that his difficulties are more about physical adaptation than his new machinery. As Francesco Bagnaia continues his title fight with Jorge Martin, he acknowledges he won't receive any assistance from fellow factory Ducati rider Enea Bastianini at the Malaysian Grand Prix. Despite their shared team, Bagnaia knows his title pursuit will be a solo endeavor. In the build-up to the Malaysian Grand Prix, MotoGP Championship leader Jorge Martin addressed his late practice crash, explaining the importance of understanding the limits of his Ducati GP24 under new conditions. The Pramac rider, who holds a 17-point lead over Francesco Bagnaia, sees this weekend as his first opportunity to secure the title. After a 5-year absence, Enea Bastianini made an impressive return to MotoGP at Sepang, showing he can still hold his own in the sport's current high-tech era. Standing in for VR46 Ducati, Bastianini secured 9th place in his first practice session, despite only limited laps on the GP23. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Marquez's Friday practice in Sepang highlighted familiar struggles. He barely secured a direct spot in Q2, edging out KTM rookie Pedro Acosta by just 0.076 seconds. Although Sepang has been a circuit where Marquez historically struggles, he hoped to start the weekend on a positive note. One more time here in Malaysia we are struggling more than usual. We need to work more than usual to arrive on a good level. Quote from Marquez. Marquez admitted that his injury from the 2020 Spanish Grand Prix continues to affect his adaptability at this track, despite having won here twice in previous years. Marquez's broken humerus from Jerez 2020 has forced him to adjust his riding style to compensate for physical limitations. Since my injury, I'm struggling and I cannot compensate anymore. Now I'm struggling and I need to ride as I feel. If you see, my riding style changed. I'm not overriding the bike, I'm just riding what I feel and that's it. This shift means Marquez can no longer rely on his aggressive style to make up for discomfort or circuit difficulties as he once did. Marquez clarified that his difficulties in Sepang aren't due to switching from Honda to Ducati but are specific to his own challenges at this circuit. Interestingly, he also pointed out that all GP23 riders are facing issues with straight-line speed in hot conditions. For some reason, already we realized, all the GP23s are struggling a lot with the hot temperature. Ducati riders, including his brother Alex Marquez, Marco Bezzecchi, and Enea Bastianini, have all posted lower top speeds, with the GP23s collectively filling the bottom 4 positions in top speeds during practice. In Mandalika it was not like this, but we don't have long straights. Here we have long straights. You can see Bezzecchi, even Bastianini. We are struggling more with the hot temperatures. Marquez remains optimistic that Ducati's efforts to address these performance issues may yield improvements by race day. Marc Marquez's resilience in overcoming injury continues to define his MotoGP journey, as he confronts the physical and mechanical challenges of racing at Sepang. As Ducati works to alleviate issues specific to the GP23, Marquez will aim to adapt his riding style once more to stay competitive in Malaysia. Bagnaia, who currently needs every point he can get to stay ahead in the title race, admitted that he can't count on Bastianini to actively aid him on the track. Martin only needs second-place finishes in the remaining races to secure the title, meaning Bagnaia needs to be ahead of his teammate to prevent Martin from taking crucial points. The worst situation for Jorge Martin is finishing second because we are a little step in front of all the others. I know that Enea Bastianini will not help me, so I need to be a little bit faster than both. Quote from Bagnaia. With 4 races left, Bagnaia's performance in Sepang could be critical, especially as he topped both practice sessions on Friday for only the second time in his career. Bagnaia and Martin had a minor encounter during FP1, where both riders found themselves cruising down the back straight. Eventually, Martin took off, but Bagnaia downplayed the moment as strategic positioning. "Nothing, he decided he needed to start behind me, and I just aborted to not let him see what I'm doing." Bagnaia has adjusted his usual Friday strategy, which generally involves conserving tires in the morning session, to better align with Martin's approach. He opted for a new medium compound tire late in FP1, helping him prepare for the afternoon. The consumption of the rear tire on this track is huge. It was important to start in the worst situation to have already a drop and try to be competitive the same. And it worked very well. Bagnaia has shown strengths in Sector 4 of the Sepang track, where his braking style gives him an edge. However, he's lost ground in Sector 2, an area he plans to refine before the race. He noted that Sector 4, with its challenging final braking point, is especially suited to his technique, giving him confidence in his overall pace. "I am losing time in Sector 2, but I already know where, so this is already good. And Sector 3, Sector 4, I'm doing a very good job. In Sector 4, with this hard braking in the last corner, it's one of my best parts. I'm happy with the feeling on that sector," Bagnaia concluded. Francesco Bagnaia remains confident as he seeks to maintain his momentum against Jorge Martin. With no team advantage in his favor, Bagnaia's journey to the top will be one of precise execution and strategic mastery. Martin's fall at Turn 1 during the afternoon practice session at Sepang wasn't due to overconfidence, but rather to exploring the edge of his bike's performance. His Ducati, equipped with Michelin's 2024 rear tires, required adjustments to his braking and cornering approach. "I think it's positive that I crashed today because I can see the limit and understand why I crashed. So, it's good to crash today." Quote from Martin. He explained the impact of the tire's grip and the challenges posed by engine braking. With high rear grip, the Ducati needs to slide into corners to avoid front-end pressure. For Martin, refining how he uses the engine brake is now key. The Sepang spill isn't an isolated incident. Martin highlighted a recurring pattern in crashes at past circuits like Germany, Jerez, and Mugello, all caused by similar issues where the rear tire's behavior impacted the front. When the rear was coming back, it was pushing the front. "I prefer to crash now than in the race." Martin emphasized that understanding this tendency helps him prepare for the race and avoid similar errors when the stakes are highest. Amidst the action, Martin's brief on-track interaction with Bagnaia raised eyebrows. At one point in Friday's FP1 session, the two slowed down, with Martin initially behind Bagnaia. Though unplanned, it's seen as part of the mind games between the rivals. "I exited for a normal run. It was just coincidence I was behind him, but for him it was a big issue. So I just went for my normal run and did my work." Martin brushed off the encounter, treating it as a typical day on the track rather than a strategic move. With the championship within reach, Martin intends to treat Malaysia as just another race weekend. Confident in his current approach, he plans to stick to his regular routine instead of adjusting his strategy due to the title on the line. "I don't want to change anything because we are battling for a championship. I am fast working like this, so I will keep this type of work," Martin concluded. Jorge Martin's measured approach in Malaysia reflects a rider who knows his strengths and limits as he nears the finish line of the championship race. As he gears up for the Grand Prix, Martin's determination to stay focused could be the deciding factor in a weekend filled with high-stakes competition. YEON's last appearance in the Malaysian GP practice was in 2019 with Aprilia Gresini, when he placed 17th. Now, in 2024, the MotoGP machines have evolved, and YEON is feeling the difference. With just 25 laps on the bike, he described the advancements in aerodynamics, ride height devices, and Michelin tires as game-changing. It's another bike, another MotoGP. It's completely another story. Now you have winglets, a lot of aerodynamics. You charge a lot the tires. You make really strong pressure. Quote from Iannone. Iannone found the Ducati much smoother and stable, a notable improvement over the nervous handling he recalled from 2019, particularly when leaning into corners. Notably, Iannone was one of the few to test the soft front and medium rear tires, allowing him to post a competitive time of 1 minute and 59.6 seconds. His performance was not only impressive for his experience gap but also placed him just 1.9 seconds behind reigning champion Francesco Bagnaia. It's unbelievable. It's really difficult to understand the limit. Every lap I try more, and I don't feel the limit. Bagnaia praised Iannone's results, especially considering that he achieved faster laps than last season's World SBK champion Alvaro Bautista, who completed Sepang practice on a factory Ducati over 2 seconds behind the leaders. I think that Andrea did a very good job today, without knowing anything about rear height devices, about our tires. So, for me, Andrea today did a very impressive job. Quote from Bagnaia. While the Ducati felt smoother in handling, Iannone highlighted the increased physical demands, especially in braking with the latest MotoGP technology. On the braking point, with these brakes, destroyed. It's really a lot of strength, Iannone concluded. Despite the physical toll, Iannone is encouraged by his Day 1 performance and looks forward to Saturday's sessions with renewed focus. Andrea Iannone's unexpected return to form has set the stage for an exciting weekend at the Malaysian GP. His reflections on the evolution of MotoGP technology not only shed light on the challenges facing modern riders but also demonstrate his resilience and determination. As Iannone gears up for the race, fans will be eagerly watching to see how he continues to navigate the complexities of today's MotoGP machines. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. See you in the next video.